Hey, hello there, good afternoon. Welcome, of course, to YouGarden TV. My name's Sean Ryan, by the way. Peter's over there, he's just having a banana, bit of energy. So we're going to be joining him in a few moments' time. But for those of you that may be watching us for the first time, just a few things that I really want to share with you, because I want you to save money. We've got some great plans coming up, we've got some great savings, but you can save even more by doing a few simple things. So first of all, you will see a special code on the screen. Now, you really need to put that in your basket because that code, and Peter calls it the magic key, it will unlock lots of different promotions. So, first of all, if you put that code in your basket, very easy, it's YGTV7, you will get this free gift, and it's 40 gorgeous crocus. You've got mixed species there, ready to plant pretty much straight away, and they will be an absolute delight in the springtime. Now, bear in mind, they are worth £9.99, so the best part of £10, they will be free with every single order, okay? But there's a discount club, and I've only just found out about this. I joined yesterday. I know, we didn't have this on our shows on Ideal World, we really didn't, but YouGarden have got the discount club now. For as little as £5 per year, you can actually save 10% on every plant and accessories. You might be thinking, what's an accessory? Things like your compost, your mulch. So you will save 10% on every plant and accessory, all your compost for the whole year. 5% off outdoor living. That could be machinery, things like lawnmowers and things like that. £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers. Now you can use those throughout the year. You use one every quarter. But that's going to save you, again, you imagine that, £20 worth of vouchers. So you're getting all that back as well, and exclusive offers, competitions, and expert advice. There's two different offers, and pretty much everybody has gone for the auto renewal. That's only £5 a year subscription. Do you know what? You can cancel at any time as well, but £5 per year, or you can go for the 1 year membership. Now, just on the compost alone, if you become a club member today, you'd save the best part of £2.50 on your compost. And I mean, how many bags of compost do you buy a year? So just on today's order, if you're buying the compost, if you become a member, you will save £2.50. Really easy to do. So we've just put a basket together on the website. Don't forget, if you want to find us on the TV, it's yougarden.com/TV. So it says there's a little message, join our club today and save £7.80. So we've popped the club membership in there. We went for the £5 one, which is the auto renew. And that already, when we pop it in our basket for just a £5, there you go. The club saving is £7.80. So we've got our money back. However, do you have an offer code? Yes, we do. And if you put that in your basket, suddenly everything is discounted. And not only will you get 10% off all the plants and accessories, but other extra special promotions as well. So things like the plants a month, you get an extra 10 plants, for example. You'll get your crocus worth £9.99. They will be absolutely free as well. So we looked at the amount of club members, new club members from our previous show, and masses of you have now joined. So thank you so much. Right, he's finished his banana and his shortbread, but the one and only Peter McDevitt is with it.
Good to see you, mate. It was a lovely banana. Perfect level of ripeness. I love them when they're just about to start changing colour. That's when they're perfect. Lovely.
But many of you, Peter and I, we worked together. We've known each other for over 20 years. We did the garden shows on, of course, Ideal World for decades.
Yeah.
But Peter, you always provided all of the plants from
your garden, didn't you? Absolutely. We are on the nursery. So this is, I always used to talk about, direct from the nursery, delivered nursery fresh, just as you want and need it. That's what you've got. And actually, you spent quite a lot of time this week walking around the nursery with me.
It's amazing, seriously.
And literally, things like the Echium, we'll come to that later, but that is exactly as you will see on the nursery. We've got the plant of the month, the berries and cream. Exactly the same quality, exactly the same plants as we've got in the greenhouse, which is, believe it or not, about 20 foot away. So that's where the stock that we would be packing for you and sending to you literally in as little as a few hours potentially if you order that today.
So the only thing that's really changed is our studio, and we're in the potting shed, which feels so much, we love it. It just feels real, doesn't it?
Well, it is real.
But it is real.
It's a potting shed.
It is.
Have a look.
It is. Right, let's go to our plant of the month though. Do you know, we actually saw the amount of orders that had gone through for our plant of the month, and We are so pleased that so many of you have now gone for this. And remember, I'll give you the details because it is only for this month, don't forget, and it is amazing Cool Wave pansies, but it's a brand new selection which we've called Berries and Cream. If you buy 10, you get 10 free as well. One thing I forgot to tell you in introduction, by the way, postage, you pay 1 postage per order.
Yep.
So if you've got lots of items, you don't pay all the individual postage, you just pay the 1 postage, which would be the most expensive postage if it was the heaviest or the biggest item. Many items that have got free delivery or delivery included as well. But we're going to start with the plant of the month, and this has been really popular, Peter, hasn't it?
As I would have hoped and expected, I think it's pansies. Pansy Cool Wave is one of the varieties of pansy that I will potentially grow, I think, every season indefinitely.
Yeah, same here.
The reason for that is not only is it voted as the best trailing pansy of any pansy by the professional trade, but having grown it and observed it at close quarters as I have now for several seasons, what I know is its flowering performance, its garden performance is second to none. It will flower for up to 9 months of the year. It's winter hardy. It repeat flowers. The flowers are, of course, edible if you want. You can spice up a little salad or two if you want to. It's so easy to grow, and we're delivering to people at home the garden-ready plants. I'm just going to whip this one out. You can see beautiful root systems there. Lovely white hair roots, beautiful lush green plants. So we've done all of the hard work. We've germinated the seeds for you. We've taken all of the trickery out of this. So you're going to get delivered. In fact, you buy 10, you get 10 free. So 20 plants of this fabulous variety in what I think is one of the best colour combinations you could wish for. I just think it's a divine variety. Yeah. And they're fragrant as well. We barely mention that, but as is the case with most violas and pansies, we're talking about a variety that gives you colour for up to 9 months of the year. It's winter hardy, so it's giving you interest and colour in the garden when very few other things are. It's bringing you fragrance. The flowers are edible if you want to. You don't have to. It's up to you whether you do or not. But you can pick the odd flower and spice up a little salad here or there. It's just an amazing variety. But the colour combination is, I think, just so perfect. It's cool, it's calm, it's in vogue, and the whole process of selecting this colourway is to create that really desirable look. And
I was just thinking, the only time I've ever seen Pansy Cool Wave in the garden centres, and I do go to some garden centres, only to have a nose, normally for a slice of cake and a cup of tea, but I've only ever seen them in individual pots, and they can be, £2.50, £3. I've even seen them at £3.99 actually. Yeah. But you are getting the plug plants. They go really quickly. They're going to flower, as Peter said, for up to 9 months. And when I first bought these about 3 years ago, I was a bit sceptical because I looked at the picture that you're looking at on screen, and I thought, hang on, you can't possibly get that many flowers, and mine won't look like that. But they do. They do. They really
are precocious. They will flower and flower and flower, and they're self-cleaning, so there's no deadheading. They just look after themselves. They will cover the whole of the foliage, so you don't see any branches or any leaves. They're just amazing. And that white one with the yellow centre and the whiskers, I just think that is just delightful. It's delightful.
It really is. And then you've got the deep purple. We said it's a very sophisticated palette. And some years I have done bright colours in the winter, and there's certainly a place for those. But I like to mix things up. I don't want my garden to look the same every year. It's nice to try new things,
absolutely.
Isn't it? And these are going to look absolutely glorious. Loads of you have been going for these today. It is the plant of the month. And remember, you get 10 free. You need to put that code in the basket, which is YGTV7, and you'll get your free crocus bulbs worth $9.99. Actually, if you think about it, Peter, if you just go, you might be brand new to the show, if you just bought the plant of the month, $14.99, no postage, and £10 worth of crocus bulbs. Amazing value.
Brilliant. If you've never bought from us before, or maybe you have and you've not bought for a little while, don't worry. Try it. Just give it a go. You've got the normal guarantees that apply. And if you have any problems, because they're winter hardy, you've got the lifetime guarantee as well. So this is a perfect time to give it a go.
But we've only got, this is a short show. We're only with you till 1 o'clock.
Yeah, speak quickly, Sean.
Okay, so what we've got coming up next is a fantastic plant. It's called Paddy Madeira. We've got it at just... no, I can't keep doing that. I love to find a bargain. I really do. And we had these on the garden shows for many years. I only bought them yesterday because last time I saw the Echium Pride of Madeira, I think the one we had was around about £40, Peter.
I don't think in this case the postage is included though. We got that. We had that earlier, didn't we?
Yes, we did. No, that's the Panzer Kilwave on the screen.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, we will.
Oh, there we are.
Yes,
there we are.
there we go. So
I was only reading some of it, Sean. Ignore me. I'm just the gardener. He's the professional. This is amazing. This is an amazing plant, and actually it's a rarity. So, when you look at the picture right here, this is what it's going to look like. This is what it's going to look like in midsummer when it's flowering its socks off, doing its absolute best. Absolutely gorgeous.
And how big can these spikes of flowers be then, Peter?
So those spikes will be a couple of foot.
Really?
Oh yeah. So
wow.
think about delphinium. If you like delphiniums,
yes, I do, yeah.
this is doing a similar job to a delphinium, but it's on a much more robust, strong, woody plant that won't blow, it won't blow over in the wind. These are really strong, self-supporting things. They'll grow in an impoverished area on a sort of, in a free draining, really not very fertile area of your garden. If you've got a slope or a load of escarpment where there's lots of stone and bits and pieces, that's where these love it, because they don't like their roots to be too wet in the winter. Hardy to about -5. So they're hardy enough for most parts of the UK. But actually, if you live in a very exposed part, then in the winter you've got two choices. If you live in a super cold place, say in the north of Scotland, but you love it, treat it a bit like you would something you have in a pot on the patio in the summer, and then you pop it in the conservatory or the greenhouse if you've got one over the winter, and that would be perfectly fine. Most of the rest of the country, if you get a really, really hard frost, that's going to go below -4, -5 degrees, get a bit of fleece around it, get a bit of bubble plastic around it, and it will overwinter perfectly in no sense. But this is a real connoisseur's plant. It's a real rarity. You will see this at the flower shows, and people, when they think about plants in that context, they say, well, okay, I couldn't grow that. But you genuinely can. We've sold tens of thousands of these to gardeners all over the UK over the last probably 5 to 10 years. They are superb. They really are. I love them. And what I love about them is those flowers are just magnets for all of the pollinators. Bees, butterflies, all of those friendly insects that we really want in our garden. They love Echium. They absolutely love it.
Well, if you are somebody looking for something a little bit rare, a little bit more unusual, if you want real drama in your garden, this is an absolute must. And honestly, the price, I've worked with Peter for many years, the price for this size of plant is absolutely amazing today. $14.99.
There's nothing wrong with the plants. They're absolutely fabulous quality, and they come with our normal guarantees. So the reason they're such good value is we're down to the last few relatively. So if you want one, get one now. In your case, you ordered 3.
I did order 3, yeah.
These are just an amazing plant. They just are a plant that I think, I'm very lucky. I go on holiday, not every year, but as many years as I can, to the Isles of Scilly, and I love being in Tresco because it's got the botanic garden, and it's just like a busman's holiday, which I shouldn't enjoy as much as I do probably, but I do. And there are Echiums, the things that grow prolifically around there are Echiums, and in the summer they are just amazing. And you get lots of agapanthus and lots of all sorts of other things, but we'll come to agapanthus, I'm sure, in a future show in the next week or two. But these are fabulous, so I'd get these while you can.
Yeah, and remember, if you're a club member, I know loads of you joining the club, then you will get your extra 10% off that as well. And you only pay 1 postage per order, and you'll get your free crocus bulbs, but you do need to put in that code YGTV7 as well. Now, we have also got on today's show the most magnificent selection of hellebores. And I love hellebores, but there are hellebores and hellebores. And this collection, it looks, I'm looking at the flowers there, they're really quite exotic and fancy looking, aren't they?
They are divine. And you look at those and you think, oh, hang on, they do look a little bit delicate, don't they? A little bit exotic.
Yes.
Are they going to be hardy? And the thing about hellebores is they are completely hardy. Completely hardy. So this one is hybridizers mix. So you've got a real mixed collection of doubles. Majority are doubles, and you can see the little speckles and the different patterns and the different colours that range from almost the deepest rich velvety burgundy through to pure white, but with the speckles all over it. So all of those colours could be included in your collection of 10. They are shade loving, they are winter hardy, they are easy to grow, and actually when we take pictures of these, because obviously it's very difficult, it would be very difficult to take a picture that looks exactly like you see there on this board. if you pluck a few flowers, just with a little bit of stem, probably about 1/2 centimetre, so, you know, 1/8 of an inch of stem, and then float them petals up in a shallow bowl, and just probably have 1/2 dozen in a shallow bowl. They look amazing. It's like
I like that
it's
idea.
like having one of the most exotic bunches of flowers, but in a slightly different plane because it's obviously flat. They look amazing, and they'll last for just under a week like that as well.
I'm going to try next time I have a dinner party. I will try
hello.
that. Yes.
Hello, he's having dinner parties now.
Party.
I remember when you were, didn't do things like that. It's very posh. Yeah.
Well, next time I maybe go to the fish and chip van and get our fish and chips home with friends, I'll have my hellebores.
Yeah, there we are. Do that.
No, but I do love hellebores, but they're an amazing selection. And do you know, to buy plug plants, it just makes such sense financially. You know, rather you could buy a big hellebore. You know, my garden centre had one last year for $24.99. It was big, and but actually these plug plants, before you know it, they'll be a really good size. And you were saying earlier, Peter, that they self-seed really quickly.
They do self-seed, so they're easy to grow. They're shade loving. So if you've got an area where you think, oh, it's just such a shame nothing grows in that bit because it's a bit shady, these will grow. These are the plants that will grow on the edges of forests and edges of where there's lots of dense planting of trees and so on. And they will flower literally from around about, I'm going to say late February, mid to late February, all the way through to the early part of May. And the flowers are really tough. So they last well. They're not a flower that comes and goes in a day. These are really tough flowers that will look great for weeks and weeks and weeks on end.
And I said to Peter, I've actually got a few flying right now underneath the eucalyptus tree. I know it's the completely wrong time of year, but
it's a little bit later than normal, but it just depends. I mean, you never know. But when they flower, they will throw off seeds. Those seeds will germinate, and you will get even more. So the clumps will get bigger and bigger over time anyway. So the plants will become a clump, and the clumps will get bigger, and eventually you can divide them if you choose. But actually, when they flower, you can see there the stamen and the anthers in the middle of those flowers. They will set seed and they will self-seed. So you'll get even more, and who knows what they're going to be like, because they won't be the same as the parent, because obviously it's natural selection. So you could get a completely different one if you're lucky, or you could just get some more lovely ones like the ones you see.
But so any difficult kind of shady areas, your hellebores will love it there. Now we better move on. This was another top seller from our show earlier today, and it is the Tulip Paradise Purple Mix. And I love tulips, I think most of us do, but again, this collection and this colour palette is absolutely magnificent. And they're just beautiful, Peter, aren't they?
They are,
and
I think we said this earlier, but when you actually think about the delicacy here, you've got the colours that have blended perfectly, I think. They just really do look very cool and calm. You've got the lovely edges, those fimbriata, those sort of frilly edges to particularly the blue one. You've got the bicolour of that purpley one. I mean, I just love the way this has been so carefully put together.
I mean, you can imagine like a really top florist would use these in a display, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. And of course, if you buy more than one, and of course, don't forget the postage is included on this
of course,
item.
yeah.
You could buy 2 packs of these. You're not going to pay any more, any postage. You will still get your crocuses, but have 25 planted in your beds and borders for garden decoration, and have the other 25 with your mind thinking about, hey, I've got some cut flowers here. So you can actually have, a dozen. You've got 2 fairly sizable. If you buy a dozen tulips, that's a big bunch. 25 bulbs will give you 25 flowers. So you can grow some beautiful tulips here for cut flowers.
And we opened this bag up a few days ago, and I said to Peter, I said, God, the quality of these bulbs are fantastic. Because sometimes you buy a bag of bulbs, and a few are a bit small, some are a bit squishy, which means they're probably not going to flower and they've started to rot and things like that. Every bulb here is designed to give you a magnificent tulip, and they're all a really good size, aren't they?
Yeah, I've got to declare a bit of a thing here.
What?
Just there, right? You see that? That's not a tulip. That's a daffodil. The reason I know that's there is earlier when we were selling the tete-a-tete. That is a tete-a-tete. I dropped it on the floor, and Craig, who's been helping us, he's brilliant. But he's picked that up thinking, oh, I'll put that back with the other bulbs, and he doesn't realise. Anyway, that's a daffodil, so I'm going to take that one out. But if you, just to prove I'm right,
just in case you spotted that,
count those bulbs. There's 25 in there, and they're all tulips. And
don't forget, you can stream the show again on, remember, our website.
Yeah, we'll edit that bit out. When you restream it again, we'll edit that bit out. You will never see that bit.
But any shows you miss, seriously, if there's still stock available, then yougarden.com/TV, and you can watch our mistakes again and again and again. Right, what else should we go
compost.
back to?
Let's go talk about compost.
So, Peter, I was talking about the club members.
Yep.
We're getting masses of you joining our discount club. It's £5 if you go for the auto renewal, £5 for the year, loads of benefits, as I mentioned earlier. But all club members now, you're going to get £2.50 off your compost, basically.
Basically,
yeah,
absolutely.
And your membership is £5 a year.
Correct.
So.
And if you do the auto renewal, it costs you £5. That's the cheapest version. And if you don't think you're getting value, just cancel it.
Yeah.
Just cancel it. You're not locked in forever. It's your choice.
So I thought it was a 20-year contract.
No, that's just you, Sean. And we've taken it in advance in cash. But no, seriously, you can charge. If you want to, some people will know they're going to make a big purchase. So some people say, actually, I'm going to do a project in the garden. I'm going to make a big purchase. I'm going to spend, buy 7 or 8, maybe 10 items. It makes sense to definitely join the club if you're thinking of anything like that. But if you say, well, actually, I'm done now, I don't need any more, just, still go for the auto renewal because it's the cheapest, but then just cancel it in a little time.
Yeah.
So,
and I think about 95% of memberships, maybe even higher, that went through earlier did go for the auto renewal. Yeah. Especially once you said you could cancel any time.
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah.
And genuinely, I mean this sincerely, if you don't benefit from being a member, I'd be surprised, because you're not just going to get your discount, you're going to get 4 vouchers that are worth £5 each that you can use through the year. So Q1 is Jan to March and Q2 is April to June and so on, and you get £5 to use each quarter. So you're going to spend a £5 to get £20 back. Yeah. And however big or small your order is, you can redeem your £5 voucher.
It's amazing, Peter.
Amazing. But we've got tens and tens of thousands of people who have joined it and benefit from it. But if you don't benefit from it, I would strongly say just cancel it. I don't mind. It won't offend me or anyone else. Right. But actually, if you're going to place an order, you will start saving the day you join. Yeah. You start saving.
So if you're putting together an order right now, it will give you the option of becoming a club member. Yeah. Tick that and you'll see all the savings you'll make straight away today.
You will indeed.
Now, Peter, our compost on our gardening shows that we presented for many years, decades in fact, this was the top selling garden product of all time, and still is actually, isn't it?
Absolutely, it is. And it is premium professional compost. So this is the compost we use on our nursery. It's used and trusted by professional gardeners, professional horticulturalists in the trade, not just me, widely. And the reason we demand such a high quality product is because our jobs depend on it. We will grow hundreds of thousands of potted roses on this nursery every year. The quality of those roses, and for those of you that have bought potted roses from us over time, you'll know the quality of them. It's exceptional in my opinion, and I'm sure and I hope that would be what you would say. They're growing in this compost. Our pre-planted hanging baskets are grown in this compost. The tens of thousands of fruit trees that we grow in pots in this nursery are growing in this compost. So for me to put my name on this particular compost and have the confidence to grow, frankly, millions of pounds worth of stock in this compost should hopefully give you the confidence to say, you know what, my baskets, my patio pots, my house plants, they're going to go in the same compost, because the results you will see will sing through very quickly.
And it is false economy to buy a cheap and cheerful compost, because if your plants don't survive and they don't thrive, and there are some. I run a garden club in our village, and before all of our members knew about this compost, many of them, one of the main things they taught us about was disappointing compost that we bought from the garden centres, the supermarkets, and this is the actual composition that we're looking at there right now, Peter.
Exactly. So 50% of it by volume is peat, but that peat breaks up into different types of peat. So you've got white peats and black peats. Really what that means, the white peat is sphagnum moss peat and the black peat is sedge peat. But we put all of those things in. So the wood fibres, and you'll see the fibrous nature of this, that's a byproduct of the forestry industry. So very eco-friendly. You've got lime in there, which is a pH buffer to make sure the acidity is just right. You've got slow release fertilizer in there to make sure your plants have got nutrition from the minute they start growing in it. So all of these things are done and blended carefully. The compost is made fresh. So it's not been sitting around outside in the wet for months and months and months on end. You know, you're getting a great, high quality, professional product, which will certainly, as I say, I use it personally myself at home. I use it on the nursery. It's the only compost I recommend people get, with one exception, and that is if you're growing acid-loving plants, so rhododendrons, azaleas, things that like an acidic compost, then you do need to use ericaceous compost. That's available on the website as well.
Yeah, it really is. So remember, if you're buying the compost today, postage is included. You get 2 50-litre bags. You also, if you use that offer code, and please, I think everyone did use it on our early show actually, but YGTV7, you have to put that in your basket to get all the different promotions and to get your free crocus bulbs, which are worth the best part of £10. So that offer code is for everybody to use right now, and it will give you loads of extra discounts, including your free crocus bulbs worth £9.99. But I only discovered, I've worked with Peter for many, many years, but I only discovered this hibiscus a couple of years ago. My mum bought one, and it's looking magnificent in her garden right now. Only $14.99 this one. The flowers, Peter, I mean, they are so beautiful. This is a double though, isn't it?
It's a double.
Yeah.
So a lot of the, I mean, if you're driving around and you see a lot of blue flowering shrubs at this time of year, oftentimes they will be hibiscus. It will be Hibiscus syriacus, which is the really hardy ones that come from Syria. This is the same species, so these are still Hibiscus syriacus, but the plant breeders have worked their magic as only they can. We've got here a variety that is double flowered, and it's got layers and layers of those beautiful delicate petals. It's got those lovely striations, those rich stripes of colour radiating out from the centre, which just add even more to the beauty of this particular variety. But this is bulletproof winter hardy. So lifetime guarantee comes as a standard with all of our winter hardy plants, but hibiscus typically are hardy down to about -20. So I wouldn't suggest that you do this, but you could potentially put this in your freezer, close the lid, and it'd still be okay. Don't do that, because frankly, you're going to get bits of compost over your oven chips, and nobody likes compost on their oven chips. But you could do that. But in the UK, you don't get temperatures down to -20. Virtually ever, possibly on a blue moon in the high mountains of Scotland, but frankly, if you're planting hibiscus in the high mountains of Scotland, then you need to stop doing it.
And I said to Peter earlier, my mum's is in relatively poor soil, and yet it's thriving, but it doesn't need great soil, does it?
No. They are really tolerant of almost any planting area. So get them in the garden directly into the soil, get them in pots on the patio. They will grow into a 3.5 foot tall shrub if you allow them to grow to their full extent. So as a thing in a pot, they need to have a good sized pot, but actually they flower on the current year's growth. So what you can do from a size management point of view is, if you say, I love it, but I've got limited space, just keep it to about 2 foot. And then every February, trim it down to about 18 inches, and then the new growth will come and the flowers will grow on that new growth.
God. I think it's magnificent, it really is. And I was genuinely surprised at the price, because it's only $14.99, and it's a big plant in a 3-litre pot. Now, we've only got a few minutes. Now, obviously, you can order after the show. Don't forget, you can watch the show again online, YouGarden.com. You have to put in the /TV, and then you find all these special offers, and you will be able to watch previous shows as well. But much as I love, when I say I love, do I love making up hanging baskets? I don't really know, Peter. I like the finished effect with the hanging basket, but it's quite a fiddly job making up a hanging basket, isn't it? So, Peter, you've given us a massive helping hand.
Well, exactly. So I'm really pleased about these, Sean. Can you just?
Yeah.
Maybe you could hold.
Sorry, you're having to do everything.
Maybe you could do something for a change. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean that. He does work fairly hard.
Hang on, Peter. Right.
So I'm told.
And I'm being serious here. Is that the correct price?
That is the correct price.
For 2?
Yep. So these are. I'm going to lift this up because actually, where the basket goes onto the compost, you can't see the colour difference, but these are 28 centimetre, so between 14 and 15 inch diameter pots, okay? You're getting a pair of them. These are rattan, so they've got a steel frame, a plastic liner, and they're rattan.
Wow.
They're planted with Pansy Cool Wave. So this is the original Pansy Cool Wave. So all of the good stuff we've been telling you about the Pansy Cool Wave berries and cream, this is the original Pansy Cool Wave. These are pre-planted, grown on. We've actually grown these on our own nursery. They're growing in our premium professional compost, and we will deliver a pair of these to you £29.98. They are absolutely stunning quality.
Now, I will be honest, I don't think the postage is included, is it, Peter?
I don't know. You'll have to ask.
I just want to double check that because I'm thinking it can't because these are big and heavy, aren't they?
They are big and heavy.
Yeah. What I will say is, P&P, you will only pay it once.
If it is, can we get like a little fanfare going on?
It can't be included. We're just double checking. It can't, Peter. I don't think it will be, honestly, because I know I read my notes. I think it's £6.99. Yeah. So apologies, but the good news is I thought I'd read that earlier. But you will only pay that once. So if you're buying these, yes, you'll pay the £6.99 postage, but anything else that you want in that order, we'll deliver it all for £6.99.
But actually, join the club and you save £3 straight away.
Yes, you would.
And away you go. But these are superb. So these are if your summer baskets are beginning to look a little bit tired, coming to the end of their natural flowering season, you can literally, these come obviously with the chains. The chains are all included. So you can simply take your existing baskets down. We'll deliver these to you. Pop them in and away they go. So you've got continuity in your displays. And the packaging that we've perfected over years is such that the packaging gathers up the plant like this, and there's a cardboard insert which gathers around the plant like that, and then we slip them into a carefully designed, really heavy-duty box, and the pair of them go side by side and they get delivered to you. And all you do when you get yours home is take them out, remove the cardboard protective sleeve, and then they look like that. Get them on your basket, give them on your hooks, give them a drink, and away you go.
Well, we're nearly out of time. We're going to be broadcasting more shows Sunday, aren't we?
Sunday, from 10 o'clock onwards for 4 hours.
And next week, Wednesday and Thursday, 10 o'clock onwards. Just check the website, check the schedule. But honestly, we're delighted with how many of you have watched and ordered, the great feedback we're getting on social media. So you are going to be seeing a lot more of us, aren't you, Peter?
Definitely.
Yes. Oh, really quickly, you have to put that code in, YGTV7, to get the free crocus worth $9.99 and all the other promotions as well. Peter, I like my new home. I love the potting shed.
Isn't it?
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a great show. Thank you so much again. We'll see you very soon with, of course, YouGarden TV. So, we look forward to seeing you very shortly.